It's recording.
Okay, so I've been keeping track of things on Kijiji because I like to. I'm trying to get my little home crew and all equipped up and everything. But one of the things I was noticing this morning is there's so much, in terms of fitness equipment, there's so much junk on there. There's like all these ab rollers and like shaky weight things.
Yeah.
there's some really goofy shit out there.
Yeah.
For equipment. I noticed that like on some equipment, even the paint job seems to make a difference in price. Like if you buy fitness equipment that's painted black, it's pretty cheap. But if you want equipment that's painted white, you gotta pay more money. If you want if you want yellow, then you really gotta spend a lot of money. It seems to make a difference how much it's painted. But yeah, so I was, it just got me to thinking, I don't think we've ever done a video on FMK that kind of like just laid out if you want to do martial arts training or even fitness training and you want to get the most bang for your buck, what should you buy and what should you just forget about it? What stuff is just junk and what's the essential toolkit for fitness training?
I say that I'm gonna start off by saying that first, the essential is that inner drive and motivation that you have to train. You gotta make sure that it's there, because I know that you've seen this a lot, and I've seen it a lot myself. People are like, oh, I want to exercise, and they buy like a whole freaking gym, and then they freaking never fucking use it. You know what I'm saying? That happens all the time. It's like, people be like, oh, I want to play tennis. And then they buy like 15 tennis rackets and they play for one day. Or I want to go bike ride, and they get the best bike out there for like $10,000 and they bike like one time. So I think the most important thing is to know that it's in you to train. And that basically starts off with just like basic calisthenics and just like things where you don't need to buy anything. That's what I think that you should start off. Like, don't buy anything at first. Maybe go... like give yourself like 3 months or maybe even a year without buying anything at all, and see if you can last the whole year without buying, like with actually training, with just fitness and just like the lifestyle, like basically running outside, doing squats, doing push-ups, doing sit-ups, doing handstand that's pretty advanced for people, but just like kicking and punching. Like all the stuff, every single calisthenic exercise that you're capable of doing, try it, and then like go outside, enjoy the weather. If you can keep up 3 months, 6 months, exercising 3 times a week or more, and you can keep that up, then then you can start thinking about buying things to supplement your training. And then, but even then, I would say start off with the stuff that doesn't cost as much first. Like basically, don't go out there and start buying like a huge bench press and then you freaking never even use it. And it's just there sitting and collecting dust. I mean, even for me, like I really like playing pool, and I ended up getting a huge pool table, but then I ended up not playing anymore. Because of other life circumstances and like I wanted to do other stuff. So basically I ended up having to sell the pool table. So basically what I'm saying is that like, first start off with the calisthenics and basic exercises with absolutely no equipment. Then I would say one of the absolute best training equipment that all martial artists would need is a pull-up bar, and it doesn't cost a lot, like 20 bucks, and just install it in your door. Once you got that pull-up bar, that'll give you like a lot of balance in your training, because it's hard to work those back muscles without the pull-up bar. It's like a necessity. If you don't have it, you're going to be very imbalanced with your development. All you do is just do push-ups and you never work the back. That's not good. And I think maybe some of these Shaolin monks might be like that. It's like they can do all these flips and stuff, but then they don't ever you can tell they don't work the back because they're all focused on just doing forms all day and they lack equipment. That's the problem with it. It's like, Shaolin monks and stuff like that, or just like people that are all about calisthenics. Like, it's great, but there's still a limitation to it. And understand that the pull-up bar is an equipment in itself. And then you got some people out there, like the Hannibal, whatever, they claim themselves to be the calisthenic king, but you're still using a piece of equipment, because almost all the exercise that he demonstrates on is like on a pull-up bar. And that's a piece of equipment right there. So basically, he basically broke his golden rule of saying that he's all calisthenics, because you're basically using equipment. But actually, I think calisthenics might be just about body weight. Maybe they're just saying that. But a pull-up bar is, I say, one of the absolute necessities. And then once you got that, I would recommend the next best thing would be getting like dumbbells. Like if you could get sets of dumbbells, and dumbbells will last you for your whole life as long as you take care of it. You know, and that's an excellent that's one of the best equipments that you could get. And when you're not that strong, you might start off with just getting like 15s and 20s, and then when you get stronger, then you just get the 25s, and then later on you get the 30s, and then so on and so forth. But usually you're not going to go past like 50 or 60 or whatever. You pretty much, all you need is pretty much like from the range of like 5 pounds up to like 40 pounds, and that's it. And that's all you got to buy for your whole life, and then you're good. I recommend like the iron ones, because I noticed that even some of the rubber ones that I've got, it's like they designed it in a way where it can actually break down on you.
That's right, yeah.
Like it's messed up. It's like it actually twists off the top. Like the weights actually twist off from the bar, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? You know, so it's like, and they cost like double the price. So I recommend to just get the regular iron ones and just keep it away from water. Because if you put it in the basement and you get floods and stuff, it's going to get all rusted. And when it gets all rusted, it's really not good for your kids, if you have kids, because they could like ingest that rust and they could actually die, I think. So you got to be very careful with that, and keeping like your equipment away from kids because of the rust involved. You know, so I recommend the dumbbells. First the pull-up bar, and then the dumbbells. Something that's very cheap that's also good is a jump rope. That costs like 10 bucks or less. The higher quality ones cost about 30 bucks. But if you jump rope outside, it could, like a lot of ropes snap because it keeps hitting the concrete. And I've broken like over 6 ropes. But ever since I've trained inside with a mat, it's never snapped yet, because it doesn't keep shaving down on the rope. So if it is annoying if you buy a rope and it keeps breaking on you, so like if you protect the rope by like maybe jumping on a mat or something with the rope, then that might be better. But you know, that one's it doesn't cost much money. Alright, so you got those, and that's pretty much like almost the bare basics. But now once you start getting into once you get more into it and you start training for like a longer time, like a few years, now you want to start enhancing the basics. So then you can start getting more stuff, you know, to basically take your training to the next level. So I would recommend like a bench press, like that, but that's gonna take up a lot of space. And another thing is, you know, I try to like recommend products that don't take up too much space, and then things that you can move around. But a bench press would take up a lot of space, but it's it's one of the best upper body exercises. And if you're interested in getting like a big chest or whatever, or just like more muscle mass, like you would need a bench press. But if you're not concerned about muscle mass and you don't care about all that, then you know the basic push-up is good, you know. But the bench press is good for people that want like more muscle mass, and basically that's like one of the best upper body exercises. And then the next one that I would say is barbell squat, with the barbell squat rack with the weights and all that. I mean, this is when you're stepping into the stuff that costs a lot more money, because the bench press might cost like $200 or more, and then you got the barbell with all the weights that might cost like $200 or more. So you're talking about almost like 500 bucks right there. And then if you're talking about a squat rack, that might cost around 200 bucks, and then once again another barbell for that might be another 200 bucks. So that's another 500 potentially. But those are the two foundational exercises, like the bench press and the barbell squats, that's gonna give you like more like mass. So basically, it's gonna give you like bigger muscles and just like more like solidity. You know, like you can't really replace the bench press with push-ups, and you can't replace the barbell squats with just regular squats, because it's just a different type of development. But like I said, it takes up space and it costs money. All right, so I recommend those two. And then with that barbell, you can do a lot of stuff. You can do military press with the barbell. You can do like clean and jerks and all this other stuff. So that big barbell with the weights, you could do a lot of exercises that will build mass. Now the dumbbells are more for like building like cardio and like toning your muscles. But the big things like the barbell exercises with the squats and the bench press and the military press, that's going to help you build mass if that's what you're interested in. Alright, so when you look into martial arts, I would say you eventually should get like a punching bag or something to hit on, you know, because that's going to give you that resistance that you need to like really get in tune with your techniques. Because if you just kick and punch the air all day, it's not going to be the same as when you get like different things to like strike on to give you that variation. So
yeah.
A punching bag, like again, it costs money and it takes up space. So there are like alternatives, like where they got in Kung Fu they use a lot of like bags that have like beams inside, and then you can put that against the wall. You can nail it on the wall somehow, and then that doesn't take up much space, and it might even work better than a punching bag, and then it helps build your fists up a lot really well. So I recommend that, but then again, it takes up a lot of, I mean, it can make a lot of noise, and and it can damage your walls or something if you don't install it correctly, right? So they got like these sandbags that you can put on the wall. The punching bag, I still like the bob. I mean, those Wave Masters, I don't like them much. I mean, they break down, and then they're just not solid, and they don't really have any like target points, you know. So I don't really recommend the Wave Master, but if you could get one for free or for very cheap, then hey, you know, it's better than yeah, it's better. Yeah, exactly. It's better than having nothing, right? But the bob, if you're serious, I would recommend to invest the money in the bob, because it gives you all these different target points to work with. The heavy bag, like the bob can't replace the heavy bag. Like the heavy bag provides like a certain resistance that the bob does not provide, nor the Weight Master. But the problem with the heavy bag is you got to hang it from the ceiling, and you got to figure out how to do that, and then that makes a lot of noise. And then if you buy the heavy bag stand, that like moves everywhere, and then it scratches up your floor and everything. So that's annoying. But the heavy bag is a good training equipment. The bob is a good training equipment. Now for the people that really have the money, that's when the Wing Chun dummy comes in there, and you're talking about like spending over $1,000, and most people are not willing to drop down that type of money for like a piece of equipment. But that one is a great training equipment for like real martial artists. You know, like you won't see like a boxer using that, because that's not what they do. But real martial artists, you know, the Wing Chun dummy, like that wooden dummy, would be an excellent training tool, especially for people that don't have sparring partners that much. Like it really gives you like that, like a really good like supplement, or like a replacement to having a sparring partner. Oh yeah, one very important training equipment that's needed by like all martial artists is like a large mirror that you can install in your wall, and it doesn't cost that much money. You'll find like a large mirror for like maybe $50, but you really need that mirror to help correct your form when you practice these techniques. And even when you do like fitness, like exercises, like you see mirrors all over the gym, because you need to look at your form. You know, if you don't check your form, you don't know what you're doing wrong. You know, and what could be improved. So a large mirror, I would say, is extremely important. Another equipment that I highly recommend for martial artists are like mats, like quality puzzle mats. I really like the puzzle mats. I don't like the like those folded mats. They're not dense enough. They're too soft. You know, and it doesn't feel comfortable. And plus, they're very expensive. I recommend like the puzzle mats. Like those are like really high quality. They're dense, and you could do you could do everything on there. You could do jump rope. You could just lift weights on there. You could practice techniques and forms. You can stretch, and it really protects your joints. So like when you're stretching, like your knees won't hurt, your ankles won't hurt. So like mats, I do highly recommend. Like that's something that's like very valuable to the training, I believe. And those would be like the main ones, And certain things that they haven't really created, but would be nice, is how like there's a pole outside and you can practice doing the human flag, Like there's no like piece of equipment indoors that's really compared like that's developed for that, you know what I'm saying? But it'd be nice if they had something like that. Like a pole that just comes vertical, and then you could just work like work the human flag.
Yeah, the Skype cut out for some reason.
Okay, you're back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those would be what I recommend, but I'm telling you, when you get really deep into the martial arts, it's like you're always looking out for equipment that will enhance your training.
Right.
And then that's like the good thing, say, you make money, you're pretty successful financially. It's like you want to invest more money into your health. It's like your hobby, and you enjoy it. So it's just like, also like athletic clothing, like the proper shoes, the proper pants, the proper shorts, the proper underwear, the proper shirts that will like enhance your training. That's stuff to look into too, like the right material, like Under Armour or whatever brand that makes quality stuff. I mean, even runners, they need to get the right shoes if they want to if they want to have a good running experience. So it even gets into that, like the proper martial arts shoes, the proper socks, and all those things correlate with that. I mean, I could go deep into it, but one of your questions was about like equipments that I don't recommend, and it's pretty much like most of the crap that you see in the gym, like all that bulky ass shit. It's just bullshit. I don't recommend the treadmill at all. For one, it's like a waste of electricity. And then it's just like a bulky ass equipment. It's expensive as hell. You got some of these treadmills that are literally like over $3,000. And it's like, you know how much stuff you could buy for $3,000? Like you could buy the wind chun dummy, you could buy the punching bag, you could get the bench press, you could get the squat rack, you could get the mats, you could pretty much get everything that I mentioned instead of that stupid ass treadmill. And then that treadmill can break down on you, and it's just like also being dependent on a machine to exercise. I don't like that. And you can just go run outside and enjoy the weather, and it's just like...
That's the thing about the treadmill that I see. The treadmill, it like replaces something that you can do anyway without it.
Yeah.
I used to, I sold sport equipment for a while. I used to sell treadmills, lots of them, and I knew, these people buying these treadmills, it's just like you were saying at the beginning, these people they're gonna spend this couple $1,000 on this treadmill, bring it home, use it for a week, and it's just gonna sit there.
Yeah.
And just end up on Kijiji.
Yeah.
But anyone who's a real like running for real for fitness is gonna go run outside. They're not gonna run on a treadmill anyway.
Exactly. You know what? To me, it's just all a money-making scheme. It's like bottled water. It's like that, And I know you complain about that a lot, but it's just kind of like it's like they just came with a money-making scheme to just take people's money, and people are stupid enough to do it. It's like you can run outside. You could do a bunch of like, you don't even need a jump rope. You can just jump up, or you can just run in place. You can do a lot of stuff. But people, it's like because they know if they tell people to run outside, they can't make money. So what do? They create these gyms they fill it up with treadmills. All right, pay me money so that you could run. It's like, are you serious? It's like, and you know why they do it? You know why they make machines? Because you don't have to teach anybody. You know, like dumbbells, like not everybody knows how to use dumbbells properly. But a treadmill, like how can you tell somebody, oh, let me teach you how to walk? No, it's like, you know, everybody knows how to walk, so okay, just walk in here and give me money. It's like, it's like you're making people pay you money to walk. It's like, I'm telling you, it's just like, it's like a whole money-making scheme, man. It's like, you know, it's like trying to make people to pay you so they can breathe. All right, let me give you money so I can breathe. Breathe. Give me money to breathe. You know, it's like, you know, it's just so, it's such nonsense. You know what I'm saying? It's like all the people lined up on a treadmill running. It's like, fucking run outside, you idiot. And even like when it's nice outside, they still don't run outside. They're such idiots, I swear. It's like, you know, like I understand, I understand it, like in Chicago, like if it's like snowing and there's a blizzard outside, okay, I understand that. But like there's a lot of days it's freaking nice as hell, you know, and they don't run outside. They go to the gym to run. It's like, you guys are idiots. It's like turning on the lights when there's sunlight out there, you know, shining down. It's like, and then you're wasting like electricity turning on all these lights, you know. It's like, and then they just, like that's why they have machines. It's like people, they don't know how to do like a proper push-up. So then they're gonna sit on this big ass machine that weighs like 2,000 pounds and then just push these bars like this, you know. And it's just like, machines are like for the idiots, the people that don't know how to exercise, you know. But like you don't need none of that. But they just fill up the gyms with these machines to make it seem like you need the gym when you really don't. You know what I'm saying? It's like they make it seem like you'll advance so much more because we have all these equipments, when in actuality, all that stuff is junk. I mean, like I said, you know, like, I'm not totally against all equipment, but there's stuff out there that is clearly a piece of shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, just because you have a lot of equipment doesn't mean it's a good thing. You know what I mean? You fill up your home with all this like nonsense, it's just completely ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what about the Bowflex?
Exactly, like stuff like that, you know. It's just like, and the reason why they keep coming up with all this stuff is because people actually buy this stuff. I mean, we think it's funny, but people actually buy this stuff, and they actually make a lot of money. You know, it's like you said, the shaker. It's like just
shake you weight.
Like
it's a masturbation practice.
Like just jag off. That's free. You know what I'm saying? It's like just jag off. That's free. You don't need no damn shaker. You know what I'm saying? Put some wrist weights on your hand and just start jagging off. You know? You know, it's like, I'm telling you, it's like they come up with all this nonsense, and it's like, you know, that's how they make money. You know, I mean, that's how they make money, but that's how this world is. You know, but the real martial artists, they know that, hey, you know, this stuff is garbage, and you know, like, my main thing is a lot of it is like space. I think space is very important. Like, you don't want to fill it up with a bunch of like nonsense equipment that you never use, you know. I mean, unless you get it for free, if somebody just donates the treadmill to you, alright, you know, whatever, you know. But to actually spend all this money on this stuff, it's just stupid. It's like, you might as well spend that money on like food or something, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with all these stupid supplements, you know. It's like, alright, buy this pill for like $5. You know, just go buy a sandwich, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, like they know like ways to like make like money off of people like that, you know?
Yeah, well, this is kind of what it, like, you know, with the equipment stuff, this is kind of what it comes down to too, is that like people are trying to buy fitness. Yeah. And you can't buy fitness. You have to actually earn it.
Yeah. I mean, what I'd say, like I said about the treadmill thing, I just don't agree with it. But what's something that I would recommend is like, okay, you can buy if you buy a bicycle, or if you already have a bicycle, then ride that outside. But indoors, they got this stuff where you can attach it to the back of your bicycle wheel, and then you just ride the bike, and then you don't move anywhere, but you're just riding the bike and you get the cardio like that, and you don't need to use electricity. That's a good thing about it. I would recommend something like that. It's like if you want to get some cardio going like that, then do that. But instead of getting the treadmill, I say just get a jump rope. Just jump rope. That's good enough. But Jenny has a treadmill. I got it. We got it for her. But I'm telling you, most people, they're just stuck in their ways. And I'm like, you know what? If it takes a treadmill to get you to exercise, then go ahead and do it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, even though it's like you don't need it, some people, like, it's either watch TV and do nothing, or treadmill. Okay, fine, then do the treadmill. Like, they don't wanna get up and exercise, like with jump ropes and do all this other stuff, like squats. Alright, fine, then just do the treadmill. Like, that's pretty much what people do, and that's what they do. It's like every treadmill nowadays, if you go in these gyms, they have a TV now. So it's like they're just like watching TV while they're on the treadmill. It's just like the people are just so lazy, man. Like, seriously, they're just so lazy. And it's like, you know what? Fine, just do that then. But whatever. It's just like that. If people, like, literally, if you got the money and you got the money to throw around and you want all this equipment, go ahead and buy it. If that's what it takes to motivate you to exercise, then go ahead and do it. I mean, I'm not gonna speak against it.
Yeah, if it will.
Yeah.
But, most of the time it won't. Most of the time it won't. You think it's gonna motivate you, but it's not.
Yeah. I mean, really, if rather than spending all this money on equipment, you might as well hire a personal trainer then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You might as well do that. But if you really want to throw around money and have like this huge gym with all these equipment, all these treadmills and ellipticals and all these big exercise machines, go ahead. If that's what motivates you and you have the money, then go ahead and do it. But for me, I'm not going to do that because I know that stuff is not even as effective as the natural stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not even as effective as the natural stuff. Like, all you really need is like the basic stuff, man. The basics, Like I said, like the pull-up bars and dumbbells is pretty much all you need. One pull-up bar and a dumbbell, you're done. You're good, and it doesn't take up all that space. But if you want to buy all that extra stuff, if you got the money, then hey, all to you. That's great for you, But I think the best exercise equipments are things that you can use that will allow you to, like, it's not just like one thing that you could do with it. You can do like a lot of different things with it. Like, I think that's like the best exercise equipments, Like, say you got a bench press, and then you could do like bench press on it, you could do all these different grips, whatever, but then the bench in itself, you could use it to do like sit-ups or do like other things with that bench in itself, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
like the rack.
Yeah, the rack is an excellent one, man. I recommend that one. That doesn't cost much. It's only $100. You can do so many things with it, man, and it doesn't take up that much space, and you can store it away. I highly recommend that product. But I'm not gonna, like, the people that got the money. Hey, if you want to spend money and buy all this stuff, go ahead. At least you're buying stuff that's relevant to fitness. You know what I'm saying? Rather than buying all this alcohol and cigarettes, you're buying all this fitness equipment. I encourage that. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. That's good. But I'm just saying, for the people that want to be a little bit more like wiser with their money, like, this is the stuff that I recommend. But if you want to buy all this, like every single fitness equipment that comes out, hey, go ahead. And then hey, at least you're investing in the fitness industry, and that's a good thing. Rather than spending like $400 a month on cigarettes, you spend $400 a month on exercise equipment. Shoot, go ahead. You know.
Yeah.
So we're kind of like, we're within this fitness industry too, and we're trying to make money from this industry. So the more money that people invest into the industry, the better it is for us. You know.
Right.
So, I mean, you see all the equipment that I'm buying. You know, I'm trying to enhance the kun. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
like, it's nice to have different options and different varieties in how you train. You know?
Yeah.
And some of these treadmills actually, the more advanced ones, they actually have like inclines. And
yeah.
that's pretty cool, you know? Like, it's like running uphill. So that's pretty cool, you know? So, I mean, I'm just saying, ultimately, the whole objective is just motivating people to exercise. And if it takes money to help get you motivated, like buying stuff and buying like cool workout clothing and like treadmills, then hey, you know, go ahead and do it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, don't forget like the outdoor training too. Like, don't get so like confined into thinking that you can only work out inside. Like,
right.
like go enjoy the weather, you know, go bike riding, go running outside, or go walking outside, go exercise at the park, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
like just like have varieties in how you exercise. And as far as what you've gotten so far, what do you recommend?
What do I recommend?
Yeah, other than what I
For
mentioned.
Well, you pretty much nailed it, I think, you know. If you got a jump rope and you got some dumbbells, you got, depends if you got a training partner too. If you got a training partner, some ankle weights.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
You know, ankle weights you can do tons of stuff with.
Yeah, ankle weights are good. The ankle weights are really good.
Yeah, the pull-up bar, like you said, is essential. Of course, you can find stuff to pull up on outdoors too.
Yeah. You know, it's just the problem with outdoors. It's just like people that live in states that get very cold, then they might not be able to train outside as much. And then also like people that have kids and stuff, and then you gotta stay inside all the time. So you gotta find out ways to work out inside, and then you can't go outside. You know, so we need to have alternatives like based on like our living arrangements and the circumstances. I mean, sometimes like say you get up in the morning and you're about to brush your teeth, but you want to pop out 10 pull-ups, but you don't want to run to the park to do it. You know what I'm saying? So then, you know, just pop out 10 pull-ups right by your bathroom door and then go ahead and brush your teeth. So it's always nice to be able to exercise in the home, you know, and not have to depend on the park or the gym. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, like the pull-up bars, I like those ones that just fit in your door frame.
Yeah.
You know, that are almost like they almost use resistance to mount instead of having to actually screw them in.
Yeah.
I got one of those here at my house, in my bedroom. I got one of those at work, at my office.
Yeah. That's awesome.
You know, I got those. I got dumbbells at my office.
Yeah.
I got power bar here and power bar at my office. Power bar is pretty good too.
Oh yeah.
For just a pretty cheap tool that doesn't take up any space.
Oh yeah.
Like the whole upper body.
Yeah. You know, I say for the people that don't really have that much money, I say the pull-up bar, the rack, and that's pretty much what you could just start off with.
Yeah.
Because the rack, you could do the biceps and you could do the presses, and most people aren't that strong, so they don't need like that much weight anyway. So you could do the curls, the presses, you could do the dips, you could do leg raises. I mean, the pull-up bar and that rack is like essential.
Yeah.
Like, once you got that, then later on you could get the dumbbells. But that's pretty much all you really need is like the pull-up bar, the rack, and the dumbbells. And then pretty much anything after that is like when you start getting more like into it, you know?
Yeah, it's just to give you some variety after that.
Yeah.
But you can work all your whole body with just those three.
Oh yeah. And just just think about it. You know, the pull-up bar is only $20. The rack is only 100. That's $120. That's all. That's pretty much all you need, right there.
Right.
You know, and then right there, it's like when you want to buy more stuff, you can't. You know, and I'm not against equipment, because it's like equipment can really enhance your training. You know, like you shouldn't turn against it. Like calisthenics that's the foundation. That's what we're born with. That's what nature intended us to be able to move our bodies. You know, but don't turn away from equipment. You know, like if you do, you're just limiting your potential. That's what I see. You know what I'm saying? Because it is kind of embarrassing if you claim yourself to be a martial artist and then you go under the bench press and then you can barely do the bar. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's embarrassing. It's like, you know, I don't care how fast you punch or how fast you kick. Or like, damn, man, you can't freaking bench press the bar, dude? What the hell's going on, man? You know, it's just like, we need to be capable of different things, man. You know, I'm not saying that I'm not saying that you gotta bench press like a shitload of weight, but at least be able to hold your own. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least be able to do something. So, you know, we need to like have that basic. You know, and then like if you don't have a punching bag, if you got a partner, the focus mitts is great. The focus mitts, the focus mitts is like the best striking like training that you could do, in my opinion. You know, that's like amazing training right there, and it doesn't cost that much money. The focus mitts, you could get focus mitts for $10 if you want, but the more expensive ones are like almost $100. You know, those are like the leather ones. But the focus mitts are great. You know, and a sparring partner or just a partner to work with in drills, like you just can't replace. That's like ultimately the best training tool for martial arts in general, is that partner to be able to like work with you on drills, and you just can't. No equipment can ever replace that. You know, it's like trying to replace sex with a woman or something. You know, you can't. You can't replace that. You know, like with all these like pocket pussies that they come out with and all that sort of stuff. Like it's not gonna replace the woman, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not the same, you know what I'm saying? So, like, like the Wing Chun dummy is like the closest it gets, you know? That's like the best pocket pussy invented ever, you know what I'm saying? That's the closest you get is the wooden dummy that replaces a partner. The closest you'll get is the wooden dummy. And the bob the bob. You know what I'm saying? The bob and like the wooden dummy are like the two like most replicated sparring tools out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. With all this technology coming out, they might have the bob start walking towards you and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, like.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to put some arms on them.
I know, right? Just imagine. I mean, I know they got the technology. Just imagine, like it's like a robotic bob that starts moving around and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
well, it can basically be like a moving Wing Chun dummy. If they put some arms on him and and a leg that kicks up or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you know what they gotta do, man? They gotta come up with the bob with the wooden arms. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there you go.
That's what they need to do, man. They need to come up with the bob with the wooden arms.
Yeah.
Yeah. And see, the problem with the Wing Chun dummy, or the wooden dummy, is you can't adjust the height. The bob you can. You know, so if they could get like a bob with the wooden arms where you could adjust the height, that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause, yeah, man, that's why we gotta create it for FMK and then trademark it.
I'll make the Little Rascals version. Maybe Century will pick it up.
I know, right? Like we'll if we make it and then we trademark it, and then that'll be like our brand, like.
Right.
Because you know how like Bruce Lee all he did was just put the head, just put the neck for the wooden dummy, and then all of a sudden they call it the JKD dummy, when it's pretty much it's the same damn thing. You know what I'm saying? The only thing they have is the neck. And for us, we'll just throw Bob's head on top of there.
Yeah, well, even I was thinking about, like, in terms of the Wing Chun dummy, I was thinking about maybe using like PVC pipe and stuff and making my own, and just using the base of the Wave Master, but making something that fits on that base to the Wave.
Oh yeah.
Master.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could come up with a plan for that, that would save a lot of money for people too. But still, yeah, I think the Bob. I like the Bob with his striking points and everything,
Yeah, yeah.
But he's still got that softness, He's just they gotta firm him up a little bit somehow too.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah.
Like, remember when I had that blue one? Like, I think you saw the video. I sold that one. I think it was called like a Slam Master or something. But the face was pretty damn dense. Like a lot denser than Bob, Like it was like pretty dense. I mean,
right.
Like if they just made his face like harder, I think it'd be better. Just like a little bit harder, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But
right.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see what they come out with out there. But I just noticed, like, remember that documentary that you showed us? I think it's the Muay Bull Run or something.
Yeah.
And he's like hitting like a tire with a stick. It's like that's like old school. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, like he's like training out like in the cornfields, like hitting the tire with a stick and everything. I'm like, damn, that's like old school training. And I'm like, here, it's like the Bob is pretty much like that tire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the Bob becomes the tire, and then he has like all the striking points. So it's like the modern technology integrated into like the training for the martial arts. It's not that like I mean, it's cool how people could train like old school like that. You know what I'm saying? But if you have the money to invest in like, I mean, if the creativeness to create products that can like even be like even more closer to reality, it's a benefit if you could find a way to utilize that type of training. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it has to be quality. Like if the Bob like just broke down, then yeah, the tire would be better. You know what I'm saying? Because the tire is not gonna freaking break on you like that, But if they come up like the Bob is a good quality, and it's quality product, and it replicates like a human being like that, that's better than that tire, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying like certain methods in old school is better than the new stuff. Like for example, like the Shaolin monks, they use a lot of the sandbag or like the beanbag training. That's really high quality like punch training that you can't get from the Bob. You can't get from the heavy bag because it's just a different feel to the hit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And for example, that wooden dummy was created. I mean, the idea of it was probably over 1,000 years ago, but that training tool is the best training tool compared to all the punching bags and the Bob.
Right.
Like there's certain things of the past that they still can't make better, even today. Yeah. Certain things that they still can't even make better. But that the Bob is definitely better than that tire though. But yeah, like let's see what else they come out with. As far as the weapons training is concerned, I mean, like those rubber knives work well. I like those. Those work well.
Right.
The rebreakable board is cool. Where you don't have to like actually like break like wood. And then I saw that I saw your ice breaking video, man. That was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The ice. I'm waiting. It's gonna be ice in here again soon. I'll do it again.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. That was crazy. Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah. No, the ice is pretty cool because
I think you should like.
you know it doesn't. You're not like ruining anything.
I think you should remake the video, just like cutting it down, like just showing the ice breaks, and then just put some music to it, and just show just the ice breaks and like regular speed, slow motion, and just make like a promotional on that. And I think it'll get a lot of views, because you drew out the video so long that it's a nice video, but like if you made it just like condensed to just the breaking part, and just start like just make like music or something, and just throw it on there as a promotion. I think it'll get a lot of views.
Yeah, that's the stuff people want to see anyway. So
yeah, so you should make like just like you did. You make the whole long video and then make like a shorter version too.
Right.
Like a promotional marketing version, and then like the real version, you know, with everything.
Yeah.
You know, because that's stuff that people like, they like to see too, you know? I mean, that's what they like. They like to see people break stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, that's how people are.